because I can't stop it from beeping. It is
Okay.
not. It's not the smoke detector. It's the carbon monoxide detector, and it got batteries in it. So every time I turn it on, it beeps.
Nah, 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 no. Yeah. Oh, I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Yeah. I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let him take my soul. Nah, 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 no. See, we was cool right before it hit your fist. But it hit the fan when I got him down at the bench. But I took a break, I had to leave and go get cleansed. God forgive me for all my sins. I can't say these hoes, cause my last name ain't Kent. Cooking on the stove, that's the way he paid the rent. Working on the pole, that's the way she pays tuition. Better watch your soul, cause you know they trying to get it. Yeah, yeah. I learned my right from wrong on a song. I let my heart bleed on my sleeve through microphones. I'm trying to right my wrongs by writing out my wrongs. Ran through a check, cause it's hard to live off bread alone. So if you see me slipping, yeah, yeah, let me know. Cause it ain't the end of times yet. I know, but it's getting close. Yeah, I need my space to breathe. That's why I be.
Hello, 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 everybody. My name is Rashida Edwards, and this is our episode of This Is What I Think. I am joined today by a very dear friend of mine, Mr. Brian Haywood. Brian, you want to say hey to everybody?
How we doing?
All right. So today, Brian and I are going to have a great conversation about a lot of West Side business. I'm going to give Brian the floor for a few minutes to introduce himself and let everybody know how much of a true West Side baby he is before we dive into some of this West Side business.
West Side where the best reside. Good evening. I am Brian Hayward, the Brian Hayward. I'll start with my past titles. I'm the former director of communications for the Forsyth Farmers Market of Savannah, Georgia. Past commander for the Sons of American Legion Squadron 500. Whew, what else I do? Am now I'm a business owner of Vegan Entertainment, which is a custom apparel clothing store here in Savannah. So if you need t-shirts done, don't call me, call somebody else because I'm pretty swamped. I don't need that. But other than that, I'm a full-time parent and a born and established resident of this wonderful city of Savannah that we all know and love. I was born in '84 at Memorial before it was a university medical center. Um, I grew up on Covert Street, which is slap dab in the middle of Carver Village. So when I say West Side, I'm definitely West Side. No gang affiliation. I just love where I'm from. So yeah, that's just a little about me. You know, Carver Village is always will forever be better than what is that place called? Uh, Cloverdale.
Oh, wow. Wow, wow. We're not going to do that. And for those that don't know, I am from Cloverdale, which is why Brian clearly decided to take a quick jab at Cloverdale. So we grew up being neighbors slash neighboring enemies of each other. But us bougie people grew up in Cloverdale, so I'm gonna keep it that way. That's why Copper Village always didn't like
We don't really
Cloverdale.
beef. We don't beef with people that's beneath us. So yeah, we go. Anyway, let's get to the good stuff that we
Well, I wanted to bring you on today, Brian, because again, there's a lot of things going on the West Side, and I wanted to have some open dialogue with somebody that I know is true West Side, and I can have some real conversation with. One of the things that is important to me is to have people on here that are going to be truthful, open, honest, transparent, and have those type of conversations because that's the only way that we can move the needle forward in our community. We don't need anybody bringing any fluff on here. So you are not a fluffer. So I wanted to have somebody that was going to bring some honest conversation, especially about the Carver Village area. So, again, you grew up on Cubbett Street. So, in the let's see, I'm 40. Well, I'm 41 today.
Old as
I'm
dirt.
41
Okay.
today. Today's my birthday, y'all.
Happy birthday.
Um, you said have belated.
Yeah, I was late. I think I took
Oh,
my Facebook away. You know, trying to make it
it's
cute
okay.
for the camera.
So you're 43, right?
Who?
Okay,
No, ma'am.
42.
I was born
42.
in 1984. I said I was born
Okay,
in the
40.
80s.
I wasn't listening. So in 42 years, tell me about some of the changes or changes you haven't seen in the Carver Village area that you feel that you should have seen by now, or would have liked to seen, as the city has grown, things that you feel that should have grown with the Carver Village area that have hasn't taken place.
Lord. So I'm gonna really show my age, Jesus. I don't like this. I love the addition of paved and cement roads because when I was coming up, we actually had sand and dirt at the end of my street. I don't know why I remember that, but it was actually a dumpster at the end of the corner. So yeah, I'm kind of up there. I'm not as old as you, you know, I'm 40. But with the addition of the arena, the traumatic impact that that traffic has had
Mm.
on the local residents, with the lack of job offerings to the local residents, has been ridiculous. I'm
Hmm.
trying, I have to paraphrase because um, I'm pretty strong minded and my words match my wit, so I have to catch myself sometimes. Um, we haven't had the funding to I want to say refurbish our neighborhood like some of these other neighborhoods. Like we hold on to little landmarks like the quarter of the building of Pearlie Smith School that we're going to turn into a museum, which at this point is pointless. We could have just took that building and moved it somewhere else on the park or something and made it a landmark like they did Mother Matilda. But anyway, um, I think the biggest issue that we have is that our generation, the younger generation, we aren't as active as we should be. So a lot of the
Mhm.
decisions are being made by people who won't see it. Even with the new plumbing and pipes that they're going to put in, it's going to take 10 years. I'm not being funny. Not trying to be cruel, but a lot of these residents that voted to spend that money and waste the time, they're not going to see it come to
Won't
fruition.
even be
Yeah.
here to see it. Yeah.
So that's why the younger generation is real detrimental that we get in there. We get dirty. I don't know how many people know, but I've been active for the last 20 odd years in activism. My grandmother was a civil rights leader in the city of Savannah, Miss Georgetta Blair Simmons. That's my baby. So yeah, I pretty much took what she gave me and I ran with it. Um, I wrote speeches for the Bullhorn Crew under the leadership of Chantre Puff Grant. So yeah, that has, and it's not something that you can learn. That's something that has to be in you because it's gonna get ugly sometimes, and you're not gonna want to do it. So with the West Side, we only got the main street, which is Gwinnett Street. We only got that paved because that was a part of the Rock and Roll Marathon. Not because we needed it, not because it was essential, but because it was a benefit to the people that was going to use our neighborhood, cause us an inconvenience, and we didn't even like they didn't even say, okay, here come $5, here comes something. We gonna rebuild your park. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Give you some new playground equipment that's not gonna cost us little or nothing. But yeah, that's just the West Side. Like we we have people in our leadership that are willing to take pennies just to say that they got something done. So
So I'm so happy that you brought up the arena. That's definitely that was on my list of things to discuss because Carver Village being right there at the meeting intersection point of the
mhm.
arena. Kind of want to talk about the impact that that has had on the neighborhood. With Cloverdale being in close proximity, I can definitely talk about how that has impacted Cloverdale. My parents still live in Cloverdale, And I know with anytime there's a sold out show, you know, Cloverdale has to be, the residents have to be rerouted to go through Carver Village to get to Cloverdale. I mean, it's been a complete headache. So I can only imagine the headache that Carver Village has experienced with sold out shows and even shows that haven't been sold out. So from a Carver Village standpoint, I mean, how has that been for you guys?
I mean, with any show, they revert traffic to where they're pushing it all in one direction. So you can go out, but you can't come in, which is pretty horrible because you got to take Louisville all the way down to Styles, and preferably you can come down Magazine. Which, if you ever drive down Magazine, please go slow because the railroad tracks need to be redone because you're gonna tear up them shocks on any vehicle. So yeah, it's not really beneficial for anybody in that neighborhood. I don't know too many people that actually have been to the arena. I was a part of an event that they held specifically for the residents, and the turnout wasn't great because there's nothing for you to do out in the parking lot of the arena. But yeah, that's a whole nother story and topic.
You know, and you know what's so unfortunate. My introduction, and I'm one of those people that up until a year and a half ago, um, being completely honest, was one of those people that had no interest in what was going on. I was kind of in my bubble doing my own little thing. And I can be honest in saying you were one of those people that was telling me, hey, you need to get your head out the clouds and pay attention to what's going on. And glad that I finally did that. And finding out that, you know, the the investment that was supposed to happen for the West Side by way of this arena
Mm,
turned out to be one big selling point, one big lie.
mm,
And we haven't been seeing anything by way of the residents. And you know, we've attended. You and I have attended meetings together, being some of the youngest people in the room, and realizing that um, the some of the older people are afraid. You know, we're having meetings now, and they're trying to figure out, well, how do we get people involved? And we're having conversations that these people are scared. They're scared. They've been lied to. They don't know who to trust.
hmm But you know, they say old people get stuck in their ways, and the thing that I've gained over the years is this little piece of knowledge to know that if you want to run for anything in especially in this city, you got to campaign in the church
Oh yeah,
because a lot of the old people they listen to names that they hear repetitiously over and over in the church, and they be like, well, they got to be a good person because their name in the
because
church,
they're
their
in the
name in the
church.
church. But then this is the same person that's screwing you and making sure that these
Ooh,
blight properties are getting snatched from under you because you didn't cut your grass enough, but you too old, you can't get out there. We used to have, well, they still have the program, but it's not ran like it was ran under Mr. Glover's leadership with the Keep Savannah Beautiful when they used to come out and cut the grass. They
cut the
don't do that no
grass.
more. So now you have to get a group of people and you can borrow equipment from the city, but then you have to make sure that you have enough people to get it done, time to get it done. Now is the time. We're in a time where you have to have a two-person income, so you can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna just take time off from work, or I got time to go play politics," because that's the main reason a lot of these people are sitting in these seats for so long is because
Yep.
the younger generation we have to
Okay.
work. We don't
Work.
have time to sit there and be like, "Oh, I could get this little $20,000 to be an alderman. I can get this little 25, $30,000 to be mayor." And
I
play
gotta work.
politics all day. Yeah, and then
Yep.
it's a headache, but it's almost like we back in the civil rights era where somebody got to sacrifice their life or their way of living to make sure that everybody else can get what they need.
It's so funny that it's almost hilarious that you just said what you said. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday when well actually last night, and they were asking me about my run and you know how did that go and how I felt about it, would I do it again? And I explained to them being an entrepreneur, and I finally sat down at one point and I did the numbers on, and I won't disclose that, but the amount of money that I lost
Hmm
last year Because my focus, and I mean, you've known me for a very long time. When I lock into something, I lock in. And my lock in for 2023 was campaign. And I do have multiple businesses, but my businesses ran, but my focus was on the campaign. And I definitely took a major loss last year because my focus was on the campaign. And while I'm very happy with my first run of politics, it took a lot out of me financially, emotionally, and to know that there are younger people that want to be out here doing the work and advocating for on the behalf of the average citizen. They
Hmm.
just they can't afford it, and it literally comes at a cost.
That and I think nowadays a lot of these younger people, younger than us, because we getting up there a little bit. Um, it's more of a popularity contest for them,
Oh
and
yeah,
that's kind of dangerous because then you start the cycle all over again with the people that we got in office now, and it's all about, oh, who knows who, instead of pushing people to exercise their right to vote. Because once you get people to do something and they know they're doing it for free, they're going to actually put their time and effort to understand what they're doing
doing
instead of
yeah,
just saying, oh yeah, just go out and vote.
yeah,
Because, oh, if I can get you to vote every time that we need you to vote, eventually you're going to say, well, let me see what I'm voting for,
wrong
because
before.
I'm voting and nothing is changing on my end for me.
Right.
So
The grooming part is the part that scares me. I'm sitting back and I'm watching the next group of individuals that are being groomed for this next campaign cycle because it's obvious. Now that I've sat in this seat of politics, is
mm,
obvious the next group that is being groomed by those that are in positions now,
mm,
and it's scary because if we don't do something to stop that, that means the bad work that is being done now continues,
yeah, and then they're
and
gonna
that's
always
the
have
work
their
that
little
is
hand
not
in.
on the behalf of the people.
Yeah, that's that. Let me put my hook in you. So
Yeah,
anytime I need something that I see needs to be done, all I can do is make a phone call. But like, listen, I told you, you need to do this, you need to do that, and
yeah,
this that's
and
not
you
gonna work.
continue you, and again you're continuing the work of the machine. But I'm gonna pause that right here, and we're gonna take a commercial break because I like this groomed conversation. We're gonna come back, but we're gonna take a commercial break real quick.
Not the groove.
Hello, I'm Richard Coleman, and I'm running for the office of Sheriff of Chatham County. And when I'm elected, I promise to inspect what I expect. Chatham County, it's time for a change, and that change is me, Richard Coleman.
Need your garments cleaned with care and with a professional touch? Then bring them to One Price Cleaners in Garden City at the Old Farmers Market on Highway 80. Service you can count on.
Yes, 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 yes. So we were talking about the groomed, the individuals being groomed
You
for
ain't gotta
future
stress it.
politics.
Yeah, I miss my dreams. You ain't gotta stress it. I'm like, oh, just Jesus.
But yeah, that's a very it's becoming a very well, I can't say becoming because it's something that's been done for years. But watching the younger group who are very impressionable,
Hmm.
and the desperation to be a part of something that they feel is bigger than themselves is
Not the
sad to
desperation.
watch, huh?
not the
Yeah, well,
desperation.
that's what I mean. That I have to call it how I see it. Is there's definitely a level of desperation to be a part of something that they feel is bigger than themselves. Because it's not about helping people, and if anybody feels that they're doing it to help them, help
Mhm.
the masses, there's a level of delusion there. It's definitely to help yourself and to be a part of something bigger. And in that is bred from desperation and a need to feel a part of something. But in that comes a level of hurt. One of the phrases that I heard a lot that to this day irritates my soul. People have told me, "Oh, Rashida, you got to play the game. There's a game to play. You got to play the game to get in." I said, "These are people's lives we talking about. There is no game.
You already know how I feel about that. I'm not even.
Like
Oh,
these are genuinely people's, like, you're talking about running for a position where you are making decisions on how people live their lives. You can make decisions that make people's lives so complicated that they are so stressed out that they may not want to be here anymore. Like that is a very serious and powerful position. And to know that some take it so lightly that it's viewed as a game to them is scary.
listen, when that I don't even like him. That Thomas man said he was running again. Something deep in my spirit was just like, please, Lord, just let him go sit down somewhere. We don't need that no more. Because for some reason, it's a sickness in this city that they don't understand. When you don't vote, you do more damage than when you vote. Just following the group. Because these other folks, they don't go out here and vote, and that's why the city is ran the way it's ran now. Because
Yep.
the city is whitewashed. We get no economic
None.
like when we gonna get our splash pads that we need in our
Ho,
neighborhoods, which
ho,
we both
ho, ho, ho. Let's talk
we
about the
both
splash
already
pads now.
we said it on that meeting. We're not getting the splash pads. We got to share one pool, but then if you go right outside of Jenkins got a pool that's public. But
what
then you
what
go to
what
the neighborhood, it's that pool. They got a pool right there too, right
what,
across the
what
street.
let me make you laugh about the splash pads. I went to and I have no issue with saying I went to a meeting in Ardsley Park during campaign season, and I sat in a meeting with Alderman Palumbo and the residents of that area, and they were discussing their second splash pad,
Mm.
and I looked around and they were so excited. It's like, oh, we're getting our second splash pad, and it's a dragon, and I started scratching my head, and I was trying to contain myself, and I said, "You said second splash pad?" So yeah, we're getting a second splash pad. I said,
Hush, quiet.
"Interesting.
That's the one in Hull Park.
Woodville doesn't have one.
Not at all.
Liberty City doesn't have one."
Don't, don't forget
And I just
Providence.
started naming
Yeah,
areas that didn't have one.
they have to walk to water. Mm.
And here it is, you're on your second. But when you have representatives that are calling these things out, they're
Mhm.
labeled as difficult. When they
Oh
call these things out, these injustices out, they're labeled as difficult,
well, any
troublemakers.
anytime you bring light to obvious things like uh your skin folk doing more for others than their own people, you're gonna be labeled difficult, troublemaker. You just want division, and some I ain't man. Sometimes division is good, and don't get me wrong, I'm not racist. But just from what I've seen over the past couple of years, it's almost needed. Black guy moved into a white suburban neighborhood, gated and all. He went for a walk. Three, four white men walked up on him, asking him, "Do he live there?"
Oh, I saw that video.
Yeah. But when you have white people that move in the black neighborhood, we don't do that. That's everybody in the black neighborhood. That's an automatic felony. You mess with one of them. But that's
That video,
what.
that video broke. Clearly, yeah, well,
Mm,
I have a 22-year-old son, and I can only
family.
imagine. The young man appeared. He tried to keep a face of
Yeah, he tried
pleasantry
to
on his
laugh it
face,
out. Yeah.
but I can only imagine the fear
When
that resided in him.
when the one guy went for the gun. Oh yeah, watch that whole video. He went straight for the glove compartment, and his little friend had to grab him. But that's just an everyday thing for us, and it boils over into politics. Like we don't get our fair shake at anything nowadays, and that's because they give empty promises to the older people because they know that's who gonna guarantee they guaranteed to go out and vote. Because 9 times out of 10 they don't have anything else to do. They're not working two and three jobs. They don't have to do pull a double on that day that we got to go vote. Thank God for early voting. But I got four kids. I ain't put my business out there. I got four kids, five and on. Well, five kids. I got five kids. Look, I can't even think straight. I got a bunch of kids that I'm a full time dad, and just me trying to make time for myself, let alone go vote. I know that if I don't go vote, it's going to affect them eventually.
Well,
So you know, what I'm saying that's motivation right there. But when I hear people say, "Oh, I ain't going to vote," I don't feel like vote. It ain't
what
gonna make no
difference? What
difference.
difference does it make?
Well, guess what? I would rather you not vote for the president than you go and vote locally. I'd rather you vote locally every time. That's
Yes,
going that should take president over everything anyway, because
'cause
that's gonna have
that's your
more of an effect
backyard.
on you.
That
Okay,
that's your
come on, tell
backyard.
me.
Yeah.
All right.
Listen, I had I was during campaign season. I was in a store. I'm not gonna say which store it was, but a store close to where I live, and
Yes.
talking to the young lady that works in the store, older young lady at that,
Mhm.
and she was complaining about rent and how things are. And I said, "Let me ask you a question. Do you vote?" "Oh no, I vote for what?"
Yeah, baby, them property taxes just went up because you didn't vote.
I said, that why you're rent, and that's why this and this everything. I said, "Ma'am, everything you literally just sat here and complained about,
Is the reason you going through it. Mm-mm.
you're causing this problem on your own self. You're self-inflicting."
I'm gonna choke your nephew.
You, so yeah,
Relax.
we we
But
have to.
yeah, man. Listen, I have sat back because we both know I planned on running for the in the first district, but then Sister Lanier ran. And I'm like, why would I run against her? Like I know she gonna do what she supposed to do. And
Absolutely.
I fell in line. You feel me? So anything she know anytime she need me, all she gotta do is call me. I'm there, especially in my district. And I was praying that she didn't not rerun again. I was praying that she ran again. I was like, please, oh, come on, Linda, you got one more in you. Because I'm like, I ain't got time right now. But as soon as you get up out of this chair, I promise you I'll run. But just to see how she's so affectionate towards her people and her community and so passionate about what she does. And we know it don't pay no money, baby. So I appreciate any time. So like that should motivate everybody to want to be
Yeah.
like, let me learn about what they actually do at City Hall. So and, you know what I'm saying, I can make my little difference just by going to the neighborhood meetings. Cause these neighborhood presidents are a mess. Jesus. That's a whole nother hot mess right there. But again, they make those elections hard for the working class.
Yep.
And that's how they keep a stronghold on everybody, is just making it where you have to work in order just to get by. So you don't have time to even think about elections. Because I can't even tell you the date for the College Village election, and I know I'm a paying member, pay my
Well,
money.
well, at least Carver Village has one because West Savannah hasn't had one in years. West Savannah hasn't had an election in years.
College Village has a seat holder. I'm sorry, and I'm trying not to go into detail, but College Village has a seat holder. I despise arrogant men, especially men who womanize. Like nowadays, women sit on the same level playing field as men do. I respect a lot of females in politics, but at the end of the day, we're all people, and if you can't talk to people with common, decent respect, you shouldn't open your mouth and part your lips in public. I'm sorry, but we that was the clean version of how I feel.
Uh,
Okay.
elec- Election day is coming up. That's all I can say.
Oh, I'm
election day
voting,
is
man. Listen,
election day is coming
I'm going to vote tomorrow. I got time tomorrow. I'm going to vote tomorrow. And
up.
if I'm not voting for you, trust me, I'm out there telling everybody before I even get there who they need to go vote for and why. Not
I
just
agree.
go vote for this one.
But you got to give them the information. You got to tell them why.
Oh,
You got to
you
tell
know
them
I
why.
do. You know I'm gonna keep my people informed, especially being that I'm on the College Village Reunion Committee. Got to let them know what it is.
So
We can't keep going backwards.
I will let you know. So we had a meeting on Saturday at Vintage concerning the Fell Street Trade School that we are in the process of working on with Alderwoman Lanier. And I forgot the address of the property. But I know she's been posting about it. I've been posting about it as well. But this project is supposed to be definitely a community based project. Um, Geared to basically open a trade school for electricians, cosmetology, masonry, and a couple of other trades. But it
CDL
was kind of,
workers, I already put my bid in. CDL workers,
yeah.
drivers, yeah,
I
we're
mean,
gonna be
listen, this is something that is so needed, and it is what's unfortunate is to know that Alderwoman Lanier has been
getting pushed
pressing
back.
for the city to be involved with this and been getting pushback from them and no support from them. And when you start talking about the behavior of the young people that we complain about
Mhm.
when things happen, oh, these kids are out here doing this, doing that. And the first thing that always is said is, well, there's nothing for them to do. And you have a sitting official that puts together a plan that not only is set to educate these kids, but set them up for a prosperous future. And it's not supported by the mayor and city manager and council. The question is,
Trying to start
what's
something
wrong
today.
with y'all?
She trying to start something today, Lord. She trying to
I
start
mean,
something.
I'm. It is what it is.
Well,
Because
I mean,
you can't have it both ways. You can't complain about the
well,
kids being out here running the streets and
mhm,
running amok, and
mhm.
then also complain when somebody brings forth a great plan to set them up for a positive and prosperous future. You can't have it both ways.
Well, I think you would have to understand that the 2 elections ago, I want to say it was 2 elections ago, when there was a run for absolute power in the city leadership. There was no plan to have, oh yeah, me and then I gotta get these other votes. It was going to supposed to be one absolute power sitting in that seat with just some seat warmers. That was all that was supposed to be. So the city is not going to jump on it because remember they took away junior midget and senior midget football where you used to play youth football up until you was 18.
Mhm.
So I mean you took away the athletics, which was getting a lot of these kids out of these neighborhoods
Right.
and giving them something else to do that was actually positive, and you know what I'm saying, keeping them on the right track. When you take that away, you work. You never replaced it with something else
with something,
to help
right?
them to succeed. So if you didn't come up with the idea and you know this idea could actually project us forward, you would look bad as far as leadership if you don't jump on it. But if you don't care, because again, when your word is almost gold in this city because of popularity,
For
what's the difference?
popularity and not action, that which is the most insane thing to me
I mean,
on
well,
the
man,
planet.
we could just look at the West Side, because in 16 years under the previous alderman's leadership, all we got out of Carl Village was a paved road and some cinder blocks on the community center. That's all we got in 16 years. I know because I watched it. In 16 years, that's all we got. Nothing has literally changed about Carl Village except for that one street, Gwinnett Street. I still got cracks in the cement on Cover Street with my name written in it from when I was like 8 years old. So don't make me go out here
Wow,
and take no pictures. Oh, okay.
wow,
Oh, okay. Okay.
wow.
Every street in that neighborhood should have been paved by now. Oh, and then the speed bumps that the traffic calming committee put in. I'm sorry, I was gonna lie, but that came recently. That was after your 16 years in leadership. And I only know because you be mentioning me on your live. Period, poo. But yeah, like I think we have to get back to having Savannah born and raised Savannians, not people that just come here and they get raised here. Born and raised Savannians who have lineage in this city, who have something
Right,
to lose in this city, and not just sell it away to SCAD or any other entity. Be in
right,
leadership. We got to get these people groomed. That's who we need to groom. We need to groom people who are from here.
right.
If you're gonna groom somebody, let's groom the right people.
Well,
Well,
if
teach
you
them.
gonna groom and if you gonna groom somebody, you got to groom somebody with some morals. You got to start with morals.
I got morals.
I'm just saying.
I just need a
I'm just saying.
babysitter. Give me a babysitter. I run the city with my eyes closed. I promise you. I promise you, I run it with my eyes closed. That's all I need. But I ain't making no more. I waited till I was 34 to start.
Sir,
I'm done.
sir, sir. Matter of fact, with that in mind, we gonna go ahead and take this second commercial break. While you burp the baby, we gonna take our second commercial break.
Thank you.
Hey there! Are you ready to amplify your voice and embrace your passion? Tune in to Our Black Media Network, where community comes first and every story matters. We're here 24/7, delivering powerful content on everything from financial literacy to the latest in sports and mental health. We are unapologetically real, reflecting the heartbeat of our community with programs that inspire, empower, and drive change. Join us on all major media platforms to celebrate our unique voices and advocate for the change we want to see. With over 50K monthly viewers, our network is your go-to destination for authentic, engaging content. Be a part of the movement. Be a part of the change. Tune in to Our Black Media Network today and let your voice be heard.
So this weekend,
Hmm.
well, this past week, it's kind of moving the conversation. I think we done probably got in enough trouble with that conversation.
I don't get in trouble. People, they don't bother me. I don't get in trouble. So you know, I'm
And
straight.
me neither. But this past week,
Hmm.
the social media has been on fire with all of the homecoming festivities.
Oh, girl, I thought you about to say Diddy. I was about to say no, man. We not.
Oh no, we're not gonna talk about D.
I'm
I
excited
leave.
about homecoming. I marched in the band for like a month before I was like, yeah, let me focus on what I need to be doing.
Well,
But
I was talking about the different high school homecoming festivities that happened this past
yeah,
week.
the best done put the rest to rest. You feel me? Savannah High did it the best. You know, you already know what time it is. You can't come behind that blue and white. It's no comparison. And I don't start because y'all just got recognized. We we
Oh,
still we still trying to figure out which kind of rebel y'all is.
listen, listen. I wasn't even going to say anything about Groves. I was listen.
Oh,
I simply want to take time to recognize the the
The effort that everybody put in because they did an awesome
I,
job.
I, I I do
Wonderful.
want to recognize the effort that everybody did, but I also want to pay homage to the Tompkins Wolverines, man. See, I feel like the Wolverines got left out of this conversation. There was a lot, there was this whole big old hoopla
Hmm.
that was made about y'all Savannah High people kind of starting
Don't
stuff.
don't.
And I'm like, I'm just saying, I'm just saying, and
I
for
mean,
my for my life, I'm gonna speak for my life because I can't speak for nobody else's life.
mhm.
For my life, I vividly remember Beach and Tompkins being the two people in my memory as far as when you start talking about school pride being the two schools that have always been just the arbiters of repping school pride in Savannah. It's always been Beach and Tompkins. Then there was a time that Savannah High just kind of came about in my life that I remember, okay, Savannah High kind of doing their thing or whatever, but it's always been Beach and Tompkins as far as I can remember back. So when this conversation came about on social media, I'm like, well, if nothing else, definitely Tompkins. And I feel that anybody that tries to argue that Tompkins is not the original founders of this is, in my opinion, insane. So
I
I just
know now. Hold on. Press pause because we're not gonna do this. Because the most repped and overlooked high school is Richard Arnold. I'm sorry. They still rep their school even though it's a SCAD building now. They never gave up. Them some
I, I'm
fighting people.
I'm not saying that they don't, but I don't think nobody go harder than Tompkins Wolverine, sir. I'm sorry.
They not even on social media. Half of them. Okay,
They,
you're
but
right.
here's the thing: they don't have to be on social media. They religiously get together. Now I can't even say once a year because they get together almost every month.
They all
They do it.
retired.
That's besides the point. So
They
is the
all,
people from Richard Arnold.
they ain't got nothing else to do.
That's besides the point.
Ain't got nothing else to
It ain't them people fault that we all around here got to work and struggle and they
do.
retired and living their life, living their best life.
They gonna have the Cronkers nursing home too.
They is gonna have listen. They gonna have the nicest nursing, the crocus nursing home.
You have a Wolverine nursing home, the first and only. You gonna get out of here with that hot mess. Savannah High will always and forever be the best high school,
Ah,
illustrious establishment in the city of this. Ooh, baby,
yeah.
what you talking about?
Listen, I didn't even go to beach, but I feel like you telling the bold-faced lie. But I
I mean, I
mean,
ain't got
hey,
nothing but respect for Beach. Like Beach been doing their thing, first black high school. You feel me? So I mean, but still, Savannah High, so we make the city what it is, baby. That's all it is. You can't
I
tell me no
just,
other way. Can't tell me no other way. I don't care.
I'm gonna have to tell you another way because I'm just not feeling none of this. It's just never done anything from Savannah. It's just never done anything for me.
See,
But
you should have came and campaigned at Savannah High. Cause see now you talking trash and like you upsetting my spirit.
I almost said something.
You upsetting that blue and white, baby.
Hold on. I almost said something just then about
Oh, oh,
About what
oh,
Savannah I be producing over there.
oh, Holy Ghost, you better.
I'm gonna keep it
let,
cute.
I'm gonna keep it real cute.
I'm
So,
gonna keep it cute.
as a candidate for city council,
Hold on, who is that over there talking about Jenkins? Oh Lord, never mind.
Jenkins,
It's probably Jamal.
we're not doing that.
We're not doing that today. We're not doing that today.
So as a candidate for city council, once upon, ain't like it was so long ago. What did you run to change that you see is still the same and still needs to be changed?
Everything.
I mean, just come. We here, ain't it? Let's go. Let's get it.
Man, listen. You know what? To be honest, so the door opener, and I mean, that was the one thing that I was vocal about the entire time was my door opener was the whole alcohol license situation. Um, as I said The whole political thing was not my thing. I was in my little bubble, minding my business, running my little businesses.
Just
And
keep doing it, though.
you know,
You keep trying to be nice about it. You was getting stepped on. JB at Cool Vibes getting stepped on. I mean, I'm gonna just be real with it. These
you're being on, and it
we
was
gotta
the crazy part was being stepped on and not even knowing it.
exactly
Be,
because
that was the kicker. It was being stepped on and being blinded because you truly believe that people were in their positions to do the right thing,
yeah,
um and not knowing. And it wasn't until you started looking into things to find out that you were just being blatantly
yeah,
lied to and played with, to a level that was just blatantly disrespectful,
that'll make you slap
almost
your mama. Yeah, yeah,
almost spit in the face of.
yeah. That was ooh.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
but that's
some of the
common
things that
practice
took.
though. That's common practice though.
And I know that now. Unfortunately, at the time, I was
You
almost
was
like
a
a
you was a newbie. You was a newbie.
I
We
was.
gonna give you
I
grace on that
promise
one.
you I ain't.
You was a
I
newbie.
promise you I ain't no more. I promise you I ain't no more. And it's so crazy because at the time you couldn't have told me these things and I would have believed it. It took for me to experience it to
Mhm.
believe it. And I mean, you know more than anybody because you and I have had conversations in the past, and I'm
Yes,
like,
Lord.
well, no, it can't be like that. But it took
What?
for me to experience these things. It
Yeah,
had to come knocking at my door
yeah.
before I saw it. And I've always been a woman of my word. And when I started to see these things for myself,
Oh
you
yeah. You called me.
and another friend of mine, I went to and I apologized. I
I
came back to
remember
y'all
that.
and I said I apologize because y'all tried to warn me, y'all tried to tell me,
Yeah.
and I did not listen. And now I see these things for myself,
You
and I make it my business now, uh
you
to
done
try
joined
to.
the squad. I like that. You done joined the squad.
I
I
joined the
remember
squad.
them. I remember them
I
little
joined the
conversations.
squad.
Boy, you need to get off.
But
Don't say that on Facebook. You can't say that on Facebook. Oh, okay. Now I be sitting there looking like, oh, that's my dog. That's
listen, here's the thing. One thing my dad has always told me: as long as you're telling the truth, it is what it is.
I'm trying to tell you.
As long as you're telling the truth. Now, one thing I'm never going to do is lie on nobody. I'm never going to do that. And I had this conversation on Facebook with somebody. They didn't like something that I had to say. I said, well, you might want to tell the person that I'm talking about to change their behavior, because all I'm doing is calling out what they've done,
Yeah.
and I
Are
can
you?
prove what they've done. Now, if you don't like what they've done, you need to have a private conversation with them, because I don't like what they've done either.
You
They
gotta
won't
call me.
listen to me.
Or just call me like, and I can show you that I know what I'm talking about.
Yellow.
Cause I be trying not to hurt nobody's feelings or crack nobody's face, but I got the receipts. I still got pictures in my phone from people standing on stage while other people was getting shot down in the city. Here, I ain't even with it. I've calmed down, not because oh somebody scared me, but because I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to myself. I'm gonna save my energy that I got for when I need to get out here and go ahead and push forward. Because right now I'm hooping and hollering at a wall. For what?
You and you know what I hate to see. I had a conversation with a couple of black small business owners, restaurant owners, um, who are considering closing their restaurants
Hmm.
and moving to a different city, starting over in a different city. And unfortunately, I'm like, this is overall what the machine wants. They don't want us around here anyway. And
Yeah.
and it hurts because these individuals don't want to leave
Hmm.
their hometown to move their businesses elsewhere,
Hmm.
but in
Yeah.
their hometown they can't get the support that they need, not only from locals but just policy wise, for them to have the opportunity to thrive like they need to. And I'm one of them. But it's so easy for
Hmm.
people outside.
Oh, you're
Every
like a
day
skin color.
Every day we're arguing and we fighting for still trying to get understanding for B Nicole's. Every day still trying to get an understanding because all these is thriving. All
I
these was gonna thrive regardless because all these is all these. But trying
I
to make it
mean,
make it make sense that you're next door
I know that's some your neighbors, but where that liquor line stop at on your property? At the curb, right?
at the curb
And don't them people cross the street that don't even sell liquor got a liquor license?
at right across the street. I could throw a ball.
Oh, okay.
I could
Oh,
I
okay.
could throw a ball across the street.
But that's all it is. Like you're not greasing pockets. You ain't doing no backdoor
That's
deals.
exactly what it comes down to.
And that's the sad part about politics nowadays. Most of these politicians they want you to put something in their palm or get them some guarantees that they can get something out of it.
Yep,
And I believe that's illegal. It's called a kickback. But
it's
I don't know
definitely
what I
illegal.
be talking about. I just be talking. But that's it's becoming a norm nowadays, which is again why we need natives to start getting more active in the city and not just people who say they grew up here because anybody could grow up here.
But you know what? Beyond natives, what we need is people that's not afraid to open their mouth and call out foolishness.
I just need some funding. Y'all back me, I'm gonna do it. You already know I don't care. Just don't get mad if I say one or two explicit words now, because you got to give me at least two. I mean, every now and then, I'm passionate about what I do, so that passion will come through. It's a football game. That's all this is. You gonna have that slip up. I know some pastors that slip up every now and be
I
like,
know
"Yeah,
a couple of them.
some of y'all going to hell." Y'all get offended by that, but he telling you the truth because you need to get your shit together. Get it together. That's all we need a good chastising in Savannah. Y'all see how
Yeah,
that little piece of wind hit through here, and it wasn't even a
little
full
lightning bolt,
storm.
little
Whew.
lightning bolt.
Y'all keep talking about how blessed the city is. Wait, the God be like, all right, let me lift this blessing for a day or two when this hurricane coming, and it come tear up through here. You ain't got to worry about voting no more. You got to worry about who floating. And and I'm still bragging. My lights ain't flicker the last storm. I was in here turning on lights just because I could. But I love my city. I just hate the ignorance of some of the people in my city. Because I'm planning on I'm looking at Atlanta like I want to leave too.
At this point, a lot of people are planning on leaving, man. A lot of people are really looking at leaving in
It's gonna turn into a retirement city, like
it's
they want it to
already
be.
it's already headed that way. It's already headed that way.
And then I don't think they realize that once you turn it into a retirement city, SCAD not gonna stay here. It's not gonna be a piece in the SCAD no more. Once you got all these old people and that's all you got left, they gonna leave because there's nothing that's gonna bring the younger generation here. Believe it or not, these SCAD kids like to party. I know because I used to drive for SCAD, and a lot of them used to be out there at 3 o'clock in the morning, out there, and they were worse than some of us. I'm talking word. They do all kind of stuff. Hush boy. But yeah, I mean it is what it is. That's a part of life. It's a blessing and a curse that we've come to understand what it's going to take to get us in moving in the right direction, and what has us going in the wrong direction. And you know what I'm saying? We know what we gotta do. Some people don't like doing it, but you know what we gotta do. We gotta take some people's heads off. we gotta take some heads off,
We
you know.
definitely got to get some people out these seats. A lot of them. A lot of them. The house
All
need to be cleaned.
all except I think maybe two. All
Two,
except for two.
two.
All except for two. Everybody got to go. Everybody got to go.
Where the broom at? Where the broom at?
So Sophia, when she got slapped, got to go. Trying to clear the room. Because we can't keep voting the
Tourism
same.
insurance.
Like we can't keep putting the same old people. They'll stay because that was the plan. Oh, ain't gonna be nothing to see. They gonna knock down the projects. They like riding through the projects for some reason.
That's limited. That time is limited.
I like running by the projects. I don't like going in the projects. So that's crazy because I used to be in Caton all the time. Not to tell my business, but.
Well, well, my last question to you is any changes you would like to see in the next year to come to the Carver Village area?
Leadership. We definitely need to. Why he want to do that? Why he want to do that? Why he want to do that? But you see what it is though. It's the best in the city, baby. That's all we gonna ever be is the best. Haters gonna always hate. But back to your question, yeah, we need a lot of leadership change in Carver Village. We need our splash pad that the impact committee said it was we was gonna get. That we ain't had another meeting since. Oh, okay, because I know what I'm talking about. We ain't had that meeting since. But I bet you Ardsley Park didn't have to find nobody to pay for their concrete and their foundation work like we do.
Hmm,
Oh, okay. We need a lot of change in leadership. We need to stop counting people in because we know them. It's not a party. This ain't about who know who. It ain't a popularity contest. It's about who's going to represent you the best. City leadership is just like a union. You vote to get that person in to say what everybody want to say, but you can only have one person speak for you. If that
that's
person
right.
not speaking for you, it's time for you to vote for somebody else.
That's right. Well, Brian, I want to thank you for being here with me today.
Anytime, you know we coming.
Always. Thank you for this great West Side conversation. This has been a great another episode of This Is What I Think. I am Rashida Edwards. Thank you for joining us on Our Black Media. You guys have an amazing day. Again, today is my 41st birthday, and I am going to
Happy
get out of here
birthday.
today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys
Happy
have an
birthday.
amazing day. And again, make sure to continue to follow us over here on Our Black Media and tune into the rest of our shows over here on Our Black Media. Thank you so much.
Hey, where the cake at though?
No birthday cake.
Mm-mm.